Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. iScripts are here and today I'm going to show you how to make a Roblox simulator game part 1. This will be a recreation of the other part 1, so let's get started. Make sure to insert a part in the workspace, call it handle. Insert a tool. I'm going to call it wave. Place it. Make sure to put your tool inside a starter pack. And then we want to insert a script inside the script service. Call it player manager. Okay, let's make a variable for our player. A variable is something to define another thing. So local, oops, looks like I've done a mistake. Local player equals to game column get service players. Okay, I want to connect a function when the player is joining the game. So player added column connect function. Player. So when the player joins the game, it's going to connect a function, and the first parameter is always player, which is the player that just joined the game. So local leader stats. We also want to save our player's data. So first, make sure to publish your game. To publish your game, you can press Alt P. Call it whatever you want. Roblox. Okay. Wait. Once your game is created, then make sure to go to game settings, security, enable HTTP and enable studio access to API service, then press save. Okay, you're good to go. Make a variable for our data store, local data store, equals to game column get service, data store service. You can also make another variable for our data store, which is going to be called tool saver, local tool saver, equals to data store column get data store tool saver. Once you're done, make sure to create a variable for our folder, local leader stats equals to instance.new folder common player. As you can see, the first parameter of our instance class is always string value, which is in our case the folder, and the second one is the instant player, which is our instant parent, which is our player. Leader stats.name equals to, make sure that it's leader stats.name, this is a very important part, equals to leader stats, local points, let's just call it strength, equals to instance.new int value, and int value is an integer value which can only be 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. It can also consist of a 0, but it cannot be decimal. This is not going to be allowed in our integer value. I'm going to set its parent to leader stats. There we go. Make sure to add a comma. Once you're done, call it strength.name equals to strength. So this is going to create a folder, and this is going to create a new value for strength. Inside our strength, we want to make a p4 function, which is a protect function. That is, if ever the script errors, it's not going to break the entire script, which is going to penalize the players. Instead, it's going to do a function to protect it. So local success, comma, error, message, equals to p4 function. In here, we want to get our player's async. So tool saver column get async. Let's make a variable for our strength, local existing strength equals to. So we've made a variable which equals to nil. This variable equals to nil. It doesn't have any value to accommodate, so it is nil. And here we're setting its value to the tool saver column get async player.userid, comma, our keyword is going to be strength. It's really important to use a keyword if we are using the same data store to save multiple data or tables. So if success, then print success. And it's going to do something else. Let me just press enter. Else print error message. Let's make it one error message. Error message. Okay. Okay. So if it successfully contains the data inside of existing strength, then it's going to fire this function. It's not a function, it's an if statement. So if it's successful, then But the value of our existing strength can also be nil, which if we set it to our strength value will give us an error. So if existing value isn't equal to nil, then strength dot value equals to existing value. So what we're doing here is doing a function which has two variables, local success and error message, has a pickle which is going to get the async of our tool data, and if it's not nil, then it's going to set it to our tool strength, value, So else strength dot value equals to 0. So if it was nil, then the strength value is going to be set to 0. That's fine. Now let's make another variable. It's going to be up here. Local tier equals to instance.new. Tier, it's going to be an int value, integer value inside of, let's make another folder. So local player values equals to instance.new folder inside of our player. That's right. Don't forget to also set the name to instance to player values. There we go. Tier.name equals to tier.name equals to tier, obviously. Make sure to parent tier to our player values. Some people might be saying, why am I not saying tier.parent equals to player values? Well, it's literally the same thing. It's going to set the tier's parent to player values, and it's more easier for me, so I'm using it. We can also make another variable, local tier existing tier equals to toolsaver column get async. Once again, we're using the function get async to get our player's data. Player.user_id. Make sure that it's not player.name, because the player can change his or her name, and our data store will not be able to find that specific player. So it's going to create a new attribute to it. Okay, so that's right. Let's also make another if statement. If existing tier isn't equal to nil, then strength tier dot value equals to existing tier. Got it. Existing tier. Okay. But let's say our player's tier value is nil, so we want to set it to 1. Else if existing tier dot value, we're not going to add dot value because it's already a number variable, equals to nil, then tier dot value equals to 1. So if the value equals to nil, we're going to set it to 1. That's pretty obvious why we're doing that. Yeah. So, okay. Now let's make sure to insert a folder inside of server storage folder. Call it tools folder. Okay. Now that we've set our player's data, we can make a function. It's better to do it inside of the if statement. Local tools folder equals to game column get server storage. Before that, let's make a variable for our server storage. Local server storage equals to game column get server storage. That's right. Okay. Local tools folder equals to server storage. Column wait for child tools folder. The reason why I'm using wait for child is if the tools folder hasn't appeared yet, I'm going to insert it inside of this. Make sure to insert your tool inside of your tools folder. Inside of it, insert an int value. Call it to tier, tool tier, and make sure to duplicate it. Call this to strength adder. Okay, so we've literally got two int value. Make sure to change the value of the strength adder to 3 or 2 or 5. It doesn't really matter. So the one that does matter is the tool tier. Set the value to 1. This is our first tool, so the value is going to be 1. Exactly. So when the player does a purchase, it's it's going to change the player's tier value. I don't really know if it does make sense, but you will surely understand why we are going on. Okay, so make sure to have 2 integer value. Okay, so we can make another int value local current tier equals to instance of new int value player values current tier dot value equals to current tier overslay. Okay, nice. Let's make another variable local current tier existing current tier equals to existing current tier equals to toolsaver column get anything player dot user ID current tier. Okay, there we go. So we've done scripting it. Now we can start scripting tools folder. Okay, so let's make a for I loop. For I currently impairs tools folder column get children to if v dot value if v dot tool tier dot value equals to our player's tier value, so current tier dot value. Then let's also add another if statement for the new int value, which is called current tier. Therefore existing current tier isn't equals to nil. Then existing current tier equals to existing current tier. Make sure to add dot value as it would say an error. Else current tier dot value equals to 1. Instead of saying 1, I'm actually going to say tier dot value because we've actually done tier dot value first. So okay, this does make sense. So this is going to loop through all of our items. Let's say I have 2 weight 2, and the tool tier is going to be 2. This is going to be 3. Okay, so it's going to loop through our tools folder, make it into a table, and then it's going to check the tool tier value if it's actually matching our current value. And if it does, then we're going to clone v column clone. This is going to clone v dot parent. It's going to clone it and set the parent to player dot character. And v column clone parent equals to player dot starter pack. Okay, so it's going to clone it to our player character and then to our starter pack. So if ever the player dies, then it's going to be the player is going to return with it. That's quite obvious. Now let's make our saving script. So player removing. Once again, it's going to fire a function when the player is removing. Connect function. Player. Okay. So let's make a protect function. Local success, error message equals to pickle function. Okay, oh my god, what am I doing? Okay. Tools saver column set async to our player dot user ID, player dot user ID, player dot strength dot value. I'm just going to copy this 3 times. Make sure to add your specific keyword in here. Okay. As you can see, I'm removing the comma because it's not going to be useful in our case. This is going to be and this is going to be current tier. Okay. If success. Okay, so we're we're going to set the player's data to every single keywords. Maybe you want to change this. So it's going to change the player data store to these values, and if it was successful, then it's going to print successful, else it's going to warn us with an error message. So before doing that, we might want to add a spawn function. I'm just going to copy this. Add a wait 4 seconds, or we can simply say, oh my god, player.character added column wait. So this is hopefully going to wait for our player's character, else this won't be successful. Let's hit play and test the game. It says get async. Okay, I made a typo. What line is this? ASYNC. Right. Nice. Tier is not a valid number. Right. The reason why we're getting this warning is because we forgot to say leader stats. I'm going to put leader stats here, and for this one, it's going to be player values. Is it? Yup, it is. Okay. Now let's hit play and hopefully it will work. It's currently loading. Okay, true. True means that it was successful. Let me restore my character. Yup, it works. Clear. Looks like I've done another mistake. It's not starter pack, it's start idea. So go back to your for loop and change this to start idea. Now we can hopefully hit play and let's see if it works. Set true, let's add a manual wait. Okay. Wait 2.5 seconds. It's going to wait 2.5 seconds, but it's not going to affect the script because it's inside a spawn function. I will be explaining spawn function later. There seems to be a problem. Okay. Okay. Before doing that, let's remove this. Add a print, yes. Okay. Hopefully it works now. It said yes. Look, we got a tool. Yay, it works. Now let's reset our character to see if we still get the same tool. Okay. It works. Okay, good job. Right, now let's start scripting our tool. Make sure to insert a local script and call it main local. Do the same thing with a starter script. Server script, excuse me. Call it server main server. Then you want to add a remote event click function. Call it click function. Now let's start to make variables. Local player equals to game.players. No players. Game column get service players. It's better to use game column get service. Okay, local player equals to players dot local player. Okay, so this is the player variable, which is like workspace, players, right name, replicated trees, first, replicated storage, all of that. And player is the local player, which is our player. Okay. Wait. Now let's make a variable for our wait. Equals to script.parent. Obviously it's script.parent because wait is directly, because the local script is directly parented to wait, so it's obviously the script is parent. Okay. Wait.mouse click. Activated column connect function. Oh my god. So when wait is going to be activated, meaning that if ever someone clicks or unequip it, it's going to be activated. But first we want to add a cooldown. Little cooldown equals to 1.5 seconds, and on cooldown equals to false. When the player activates the tool, we want to fire our click function. Let's make a variable for our click function. Little click function equals to wait dot click function. Okay. Now let's fire it. If not cooldown. Okay. If not cooldown literally means if on cooldown equals to false then. But we can simply use if not, which is literally the same thing. Okay. If not cooldown, then cooldown equals to true. I mean on cooldown equals to true. Wait cooldown on cooldown equals to false. This is pretty much obvious. Now we want to fire our remote event. So click function colon fire server. Okay. So yep, we're going to fire a function. Now let's go back to our main script and make some variable. Local tool equals to script.parent. That's pretty much all that we will need. Tool dot click function dot on server event from click function. Before doing that, I forgot to explain why I did this. So all of those are variables. This is a variable for our player. This is our player himself. This is the wait, which is our tool, and this is the click function. This is our cooldown, and this is if the cooldown is activated or not. Activated or not. It can only be true or false. So wait dot activated colon click function. If on cooldown, then if not on cooldown, which means that if cooldown is false, then cooldown equals to true. Which means that if the player activates the tool, it's not going to fire our click function. Okay. And the rest of the script is obvious. The first variable, the first parameter for our click function is always the player. Okay. And we're going to check if tool colon find first child, tool tier, and tool colon find first child strength adder. Then it's going to check if tool tier and tools and strength adder are a part of the script. And if it's not going to work. It's just going to ignore this part. So, yep. And, okay. We might want to fire our cooldown. Okay. I would fire on cooldown. If not activated, then let me check. If activated, excuse me. If activated, then player stats dot strength the value plus equals to tool dot strength adder. So if activated is usually false, but if it's true, then it's going to add the value inside of our strength adder to the player's strength, which is player.leader stats dot strength the value. Let's hopefully check the game. Hopefully it works. It's a bit laggy. 1, 2. Click function is not a valid member. Wait. Okay. I did an error. What's that? What's wrong? Oh my god. Set async is not a valid member of local teacher store. Okay. Let's ignore this part and let's focus on this part. drop head.